Standing in the presence of a holy, separate God should not just inspire awe, respect, and reverence, but it should also inspire humility. This is a word and demeanor that is not often really popular with us, but we cannot approach God in worship without humility. Humility is not low self-esteem or low self-worth or putting ourselves down in any way. It is an honest evaluation of ourselves, in this case, in comparison with God. If we do not approach God in humility, we are both puffing ourselves up and tearing God down, saying that He is not worthy of all worship, and that, in fact, we should save some of that worship for ourselves, since we too are worthy of it. It is a question of how much worth do we ascribe to God. Does He share it with anyone or anything? Does He share it with us? Standing in the presence of the holiness of God should put everything into proper perspective. It should help us see and recognize things about ourselves as well. In Isaiah 6, the prophet Isaiah has a vision of God enthroned in His temple. It brings him to the humble realization that he should not be standing in the presence of a holy God. Of course, God remedies that by purifying Isaiah, as He does all of us. I'm going to read that passage from Isaiah as a possible worship meditation. But I'm ending at verse 5 with Isaiah's reaction because I want us to examine our own attitudes when it comes to standing in the presence of a holy God. What is your reaction? Is it like Isaiah's? Do you start to realize some things about yourself you either didn't notice or chose not to notice? Isaiah chapter 6, verses 1 through 5. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord high and exalted, seated on a throne, and the train of His robe filled the temple. Above Him were seraphim, each with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces, with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they were flying. And they were calling to one another, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory. At the sound of their voices, the doorposts and thresholds shook, and the temple was filled with smoke. Woe to me, I cried, I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips, and my eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty.